Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Thank you. So yeah, as you were introduced, as I was introduced, I came to Armenia about this time last year to speak at a different event. Ended up on live TV, and I do genuinely love this country. I do love Yerevan, I do love Armenia. My suitcase, on the other hand, it decided to take a 24-hour detour in Moscow. So I only got it last night, so I run around Yerevan city centre, wearing Armenia's finest cloth at the moment. So yeah, it could be worse, my talk today, this afternoon, I'm going to speak about how brands utilise influencers to create engaging, fun and humorous content. So whether that's reaction videos, viral videos, memes, podcasts, I'm going to speak about how brands create entertaining, engaging content and use influencers to actually spread their message wider and louder. So influencers come in many forms, and they're basically people that have an influence or significant authority in a certain industry. So an influencer can be a politician, it can be a musician, comedian, it can be an athlete, an online celebrity. It's anyone that has a sizable audience and significant influence and authority. And I'm going to be speaking about how brands use these influencers as the lead actors of their commercials to create entertaining content where you don't necessarily know what brand has created that video or created that meme, because it's entertaining first, it draws you in, you want to watch that video, that reaction video, that unboxing video, and then at the end the brand says, by the way, we sell this product. And that's where the word advertainment comes from. So advertainment is advertising mixed with entertainment. And I'll give you a few examples a bit later, showing you how brands utilise influence and marketing to spread their message loud and wide. Just going to start with a simple equation, and it's quite fitting based on obviously the nature and the name of this conference. Marketing is a game. So marketing is essentially a game of making people feel something. So whether that's happiness, sadness, whether it's envy, jealousy, disgust, marketing works when you emotionally connect with your audience and make them feel something. And that's where comedy and humour play such a pivotal role. Because when you're making people feel something positive by making them smile and laugh, all of a sudden you've got a positive association with your brand. But it all starts and ends with emotion. You need to get the consumer's attention, you need to emotionally connect with them to make them laugh and smile and interact with it and share it with their network. And then you get them to convert, and that's how you turn them into customers. So whether that conversion is to download your app, to buy your game, to buy your t-shirts, to sign up to your newsletter, it all starts and ends with emotion. So get a quick show of hands, just so I've got some context as to kind of who's in this audience. So show of hands please, who's a business owner or entrepreneur in this audience? There's a few of you. And who is an employee in an organisation? I'm assuming it's a majority, just so I've got some context. Okay, perfect. So, moving off the topic of emotion, customers want experiences. You can't any longer just shout about your brand and your product and say, my product is best because X, Y, and Z. I've got the best value for money product or service. My product beats my competitors because of X. Customers want experiences and they want to feel like you personalise your message and your communication based on what they want to see and what they want to buy. And that's where humour plays such an important role, especially when we're scrolling down our Facebook or our Instagram news feeds and something grabs our attention and it makes us stop. And it's an entertaining video that we know is relevant to us, whether it's a political trend or whether it's a certain product that we've been looking at. It all starts with an experience for the end consumer. And this comes down to the rise of technology. And this is how brands have been utilising technology and the changes in technology to actually get their message out there and to use influencers to help amplify that. So does anyone know who this is? Elon Musk, correct. So this is an example of augmented reality. And I'll show you another example before I elaborate a little bit more. So who can get this one? Donald Trump. So for those of you who don't know, around 6 to 8 months ago, Face app really took the social media world by storm. And so Face app is essentially an augmented reality app where you upload a photo of yourself or someone else, a politician, your friends, your family. And what it does is it scans your face, it understands the structure and the shape of your face, and is able to aid you to make it look quite realistic. It has the ability to aid you by about 50 to 60 years. So a lot of people had a lot of fun with this app. A lot of brands then saw the opportunity to actually capitalise on this popularity of the app by teaming up with influencers. So for example, the UK skincare company called Dove, what they did is they rounded up a lot of beauty influencers, so people with kind of 10, 20, 30 million followers on Instagram. And what they did is they had a before and after of the influencer, so they had the before on the left, the after on the Face Age app. And what the strapline was if you buy an anti-aging skin cream, this won't happen to you. So that's how brands were using influencers to get this creative content out there to actually advertise their product. It's entertaining, yet it advertises their product at the very same time. It's Donald Trump again for you. And then this is just another example of Lego, who also capitalised on this face app with a strapline, not even a face app can age us. Obviously with their iconic Lego man, obviously does not age. But this is just another example of how a brand has capitalised on a rising technological trend. Same applies to virtual reality, out-of-world experience, and then we move on to creative and interactive video content, which I'll be showing you a few examples of a bit later. And this is the content that makes people want to stop scrolling down their newsfeed. It's the kind of content that's entertaining first and advertising second. So you're watching the video, you don't understand what the product is or the brand is, but the video is so entertaining, you continue watching, and then at the end, that becomes the sell for the brand. They then say, we sell this product, we sell this service. So moving away from the psychology side of things, I'm just going to talk about biology. So when we smile and when we laugh, our cortisol, which is our stress hormone, that goes down. When we smile and when we laugh, our happy chemicals, known as endorphins, they go up. And this is why a lot of brands are starting to incorporate humour and comedy into their marketing activities and their marketing campaigns, because they understand that if they communicate humour and comedy to their audience are then going to share it, because when we laugh and when we smile, we want other people to laugh and smile with us. And when these brands acknowledge this, they realise that people only have positive associations with their brand. And that comes down to biology. It's not psychology, you're not tricking their mind, it's simply biology, which is when we smile, our endorphins go up, when we smile, our stress hormones, our cortisol go down. And that is why humour is such a pivotal part of marketing. So on this hand we have influencer marketing. So as I said at the start, influencer marketing is essentially people with influence or authority within a certain industry or multiple industries, and they have a significant reach across these industries. And how I like to sum up influencer marketing is that influencer marketing is word of mouth mixed with reach, so the reach of their audience, mixed with aspiration. Because with influencers, whether they're a beauty influencer, whether they're a fashion designer, whether they're a musician or an author, with these influencers, their audience care and share what they have to say, and they also want to be like their influencers and do what their influencers do. So that's what influencer marketing is. And then on the other hand, we have advertainment. So like I said at the start, advertainment is advertising mixed with entertainment. And what you'll find is, whether it's a podcast, so back in the UK there's a dating app, and what they've started is their own podcast. And what this podcast talks about are funny breakup stories, funny relationship arguments. And what that podcast is it's entertaining first, because you don't know what brand is actually commissioning this podcast, or what brand is creating this podcast. But it's so entertaining, you want to hear about people's funny, well I do anyway, people's funny relationship stories and breakup stories. And then at the end they say, by the way, why don't you download our app? So that's advertainment. And that's how influencers and advertainment work hand in hand. Because what you'll find is, with these viral videos and with these podcasts, these brands are using influencers who have that reach and awareness and authority. They're using these influencers as the lead actors of their commercials or of their podcasts or of their videos. And that's how these brands spread their message wide and far. So I'm just going to show a quick video of someone called Zach King. So if you could play the video, please. That's all right. Zach King makes very creative videos, as you can see here. And because of his ability as an influencer, he's got like 20 million Instagram followers, 20 million TikTok followers. What a lot of brands now do is they collaborate with him, because he has such significant reach across every industry almost, to create these videos. You don't know what product this is until right at the very, very end, but it's entertaining. It makes you want to watch, it makes you want to share and engage with the content. And then they say at the end, we're a cereal brand. So he's just one example of an influencer who's been able to be commissioned by brands and by certain products and services to use his creative video making to create this entertaining content, which translates into advertainment. It's entertaining first, and then advertise the product right at the end. And what that does is, as a consumer, it subconsciously plants in your mind and considers purchasing these products, because the entertainment has drawn you in. It's brought you to a point where you then consider that product, because you're now sharing it with your network. You're now remembering it's become a memorable bit of content. So advertainment is so powerful, and by using influencers, it can just help amplify that. This is another example. Some of you might know him. He's a worldwide prankster called Vitaly. And in one of the recent World Cups, he essentially streaked on the pitch of a on the pitch during a match. And what he had on his torso is, he said, "#1 prankster," or natural born prankster. Sorry. What he actually done to turn it into an advertainment piece of content is he vlogged the whole journey from start to finish. So he vlogged it, he had his phone, and he said, "Listen, I'm in the stands right now, I'm about to run across this pitch topless, keep watching and you'll find out more." And then after, he created the vlog, he uploaded it to YouTube, that got millions and millions of views, and then he was able to actually sell products and upsell and talk more about his other business ventures, and that's where he got the advertising idea to actually plug and make more money from it. And this is another example. So this is Popeyes. So some of you may know, some of you might not. About 6 to 8 months ago, Popeyes released across America their chicken sandwich, their chicken burger, and it went absolutely viral. They got millions and millions of dollars of free marketing from it. People were doing their own review videos, their own reaction videos, comparing it to one of their biggest competitors, Chick-fil-A. So what Popeyes saw, although they were getting millions of pounds of free marketing, is they teamed up with influencers to create these funny reaction videos, these funny comparison videos between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. And as you can see, kind of from the second result downwards, 1.4 million views, 1.7 million views, almost 1 million views. And I encourage some of you to search Popeye chicken sandwich review or Popeye chicken sandwich reaction video on YouTube, just to see how funny and comical a lot of this content is. And although it is specifically about their product, it's about one specific product, the videos are so entertaining, you can't not but laugh, basically. They're so funny, you want to share with your network, you want to engage with it, and if you live within a geographical location of a Popeyes food store, you might consider actually wanting to try it. So the curiosity gets sparked, and it all starts with an influencer putting it out there so you're aware of it because they've got such a big audience, and then drawing you in with the entertaining reaction video content. So that's again another example of how advertainment and influencer marketing works hand in hand. And I'll just kind of round up just by giving a few examples that applies to both the business-to-business world and the business-to-consumer world. As you can see, there's a few specific social media platforms there. Across the top, we've got the fast emerging Snapchat and TikTok. Then we've got LinkedIn from a business-to-business world. And then below, you'll see a few different avenues to market your products, your service, your brand, by using influencers to actually fast-track it to success. So we've got the reaction videos, we've got the unboxing videos. From the business-to-business world, you've got the dispersing myths and the hidden industry facts. And I know, particularly on LinkedIn and particularly in the business world, there's a fine line between being unprofessional and being funny. However, if you can team up with an influencer in your industry to create a comical, humorous, or a funny video around myths in your industry, then you're on the right track to mixing influencer marketing with advertainment. And then from the audio perspective, we've got podcasts, like I said. Creating a podcast that isn't just talking about your product or your service, but finding a way to entertain your audience first, and then at the end, hard selling and saying, by the way, download our app, buy our product, or sign up to our newsletter. So from an audio perspective, podcasts work very well. And then we've got the social media phenom, which is memes. And they're probably one of the easiest ways to react to something that's happening. And if your meme features an influencer, and that influencer shares that, you're then amplifying your content further. You're pushing out your message, you're pushing out your brand values, your brand principles further. So memes are probably one of the easiest and quickest ways to use influencer marketing with advertainment. You find something that's funny, that's trending in your industry, you use an influencer to help push that out and to amplify that, and then you've got the perfect recipe for success. And the final statement is collaborate with influencers that share the same values and principles as your brand. And what that really means in layman terms is find influencers that have an audience that are going to care about your product or service. Find an influencer that has a connection, or the audience of the influencer has a connection to what you're going to try and sell them. Because there still needs to be the relevance between the influencer's audience actually understanding that your content's entertaining, and then actually understanding that they need to buy your product or service. So, just as a summary, influencer marketing and advertainment work perfectly hand in hand. But I encourage all of you, despite what industry you're in, to try and find the influencers that are most relevant to your product or service and try and create some entertaining content. Thank you.